nice one, too.
Go ahead.
Hi, Scott Orlin with Cinema Magazine. What better place to talk to my next guest than in a theater? It is Zach Braff, but this time he didn't act in a movie, directed the movie called Going in Style. Zach Braff, congratulations.
Hi.
Obviously, this has DNA in another movie. What did you see in that other film that you didn't want to copy, but you wanted the spirit to carry on?
Well, I have to first I didn't write it. I have to give credit to Ted Melfi, the wonderful screenwriter who did the adaptation from the Martin Brest film. I think we wanted to hold on to the idea of three legends, because it was three legends at the time in 1979, and the idea of friendship and camaraderie, and of course the social commentary that's in the film about what's happening with seniors, what's happening with the banks, what's happening with healthcare in this country. All of these things that are really relevant and in the conversation in our country right now, we wanted to have in the film, and in a certain way they were in the 1979 original. But I think our goal was to open it up, make it a little bit happier ending, because that one has a pretty sad ending. Make it a little more funny and open it up for families and make it more of a big family comedy.
Obviously, if you were a chef and you were given the opportunity to cook a great meal, you go, oh, if I can only afford Kobe beef, but it's just so expensive. But you got Morgan Freeman, Alan Arkin, and Michael Caine. You got some expensive beef there.
Yeah.
How much do actors like that lend themselves to a story? Is half your work already done?
That's a great question, but I think, yeah, when they come on set, they don't have bad takes. I mean, they don't anything Morgan does you could put in the movie. He has so much presence, and he has the same with all of them. So it's really about steering them all. My job is really. I'm not saying like Morgan, go again for your acting. Obviously, it's really about what is the story we're telling. Like, should we go again because we want to make sure the audience understands X, Y, Z. So that's kind of my job is to shape these. It's like being a conductor of an orchestra. You know, you have these amazing musicians, and my job is to sort of shape what the group is doing. You know?
And you had we got a lot of living to do. Little my Bye Bye Birdie throw in there to work with someone like Ann-Margret, who doesn't work in a lot of movies before. Yeah. How was she on set? I mean, was she comfortable being back after a while?
Yeah, fortunately she and Alan Arkin are friends, and they had done a movie together. And, you know, for them to play love interests, it really helped that they just have this banter. The two of them are in the corner like teenagers, giggling and making each other laugh and singing. And then I look over and I would play a lot of music on set, and Ann-Margret and Morgan are sort of slow dancing. And so there was they just fun and silly. And she's the sweetest woman. And everywhere she goes, people just drop their jaw. They're like, that's Ann-Margret, she's so stunning. We just did a bunch of interviews, and every reporter opens with, "You're so sexy." And I'm like, wow, when am I going to get called sexy? I know I probably shouldn't sit next to Ann-Margret.
Well, I'm here with sexy Zach Braff.
Yes!
See, finally.
Scott Orlin did it.
But you know what's really fascinating to me is that obviously as kids we're growing up, crime doesn't pay, tell the truth, don't steal, don't lie. And yet when we watch it in movies and those things happen, we root for those people.
Yeah.
So what are we saying about the society we live in? Or is it just the charisma of those characters? We want them to get away with stuff.
Well, I would say don't rob a bank. This is a movie. But I will say that these guys are doing it in the most noble way you can. They're saying, they're only trying to take, the very bank that is their bank is the one that's taking the company they worked for's money, that's their pension, and redistributing it to pay their debts. So their whole thing is like, we don't want anything that's not ours, but we're going to take the money that's owed to us by this company and by this bank. And so they calculate how long they think they're each going to live, what their pension money would be to that age, and they come up with a very specific number that's how much they're going to steal. And any penny above that, they're going to give to charity and pay it forward like Robin Hood. So I think that the audience wouldn't have sympathy for someone just robbing a bank to rob a bank. But obviously it's a comedy, but they're doing it for as noble reason as you can.
Have you ever stolen anything?
Nothing. Whew. A lot of hearts.
I was about to say. See, sexiness, hearts. What more can you say about Zach
other than
Braff
Scott Orlin's heart?
On that note, this is Scott Orlin. Until next time.